Okay, we're going to go ahead and do this.
Okay.
There we go. Good morning, Rotarians and friends. Folks coming in the door, come on in. We're going to get started here. Welcome, Zoomers. Thanks for being here. Right up first, let's do some introductions. Do we have any visiting Rotarians today? In the room, visiting Rotarians? How about on our Zoom call here? No? Okay. Rotaract members? No, I do see we have Interact here. Would you like to come on up and introduce yourself real quick? Got a space on the camera for you right here.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm president of Interact. It's nice to be able to finally see so many people in person. Yeah.
My name is Ian. I'm a member of Interact, and I'm just really glad to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, guys. And I know we have some guests of Rotarians this morning. I'd like to introduce. Yep.
President Ian, I have with me this morning my friend Peggy Baxter. She's with financial aid at Humboldt State University and wants to know a little bit more about us.
Excellent. Okay, thanks for being here. And Sophia, I know you have guests.
Yeah, I have my guest Jansson again, and she is a calculated notes at resolution.
Excellent. Hi, Robin. Thanks for being here. Any other guests? Amanda, we have some guests online here. Oh, okay. Eva, are you here?
Hello, I'm also an Interact member. I am the membership officer along with Sari at Arcata High.
Excellent. Thanks for being here. And I know that Dylan Collins is here from Humboldt, and he'll have something to say in a little bit. Hi, Dylan.
Hi, good morning, y'all. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. And Dustin, I saw you there. Our district governor, Dustin Littlefield, is joining us this morning remotely. Are you at Pets, Dustin? Is that where you're at?
Yeah, yep. Far West Pets live.
Far West Pets.
Yeah.
Yep. For those that don't know the acronyms, PETS is the president-elect training, and I believe you're there with Vanessa. Is that right? Our next president?
Vanessa should be here, and all the other PEs in the district. Yeah. I haven't seen a sighting yet, but it's only 7, so I've only been down to get coffee once. So.
Well, I know Vanessa's got a long day ahead of her as a future president, so that's fair to sleep in. We got some dates to save coming right up. District Training Assembly in the 1st of April. And then just yesterday, Susan and Rebecca announced that we have a date for our Sunrise Scramble. Rebecca, do you want to come on up and say something about that, or Susan online here? We got a little news about the Sunrise Scramble.
Okay, I can give some facts and Rebecca will fill in, but it is going to be at Baywood, and Baywood does a lot around organizing it. So that's very helpful. They'll have tables out for us to use. They have the carts already. They'll have announcements saying when to start. And so it's much easier to do it there. And it's also going to be a scramble for those of you who play golf. So that means that when everybody will hit a drive, and the best drive is where the next person will hit from, and all 4 people on the team will hit from that spot. And then wherever the best one lies, everybody moves to that ball. So you don't have to be an expert golfer. You just have to be lucky, really. So that's what that's about. And then we're also going to have be looking for sponsors for the holes and teams, and I'm thinking maybe teams from each of you come up with a team, or your business would sponsor a team. I think that would be another good way for fundraising. And then we'll also have a raffle. So there's lots going on, and it's on Friday the 13th. So we're going to have a Friday the 13th theme. The unluckiest shot will win something, things like that. So it should be a lot of fun, and you don't have to be a good golfer or even a golfer at all to play, because your team will support you. Just have one golfer on the team.
Excellent. So being Friday the 13th, should we stay away from the water taps? Is that
No, we're bringing it on. We're like flipping the script. We'll have lots of spooky, bad luck, good luck.
Get the
No.
canoes out.
It's all good.
Okay,
There
very
you
good.
go. I think Susan did a good job. Thanks,
Okay.
Susan.
Thanks, you too, Susan or
We'll be
Rebecca.
coming up with more formal information as time goes, but we set the date.
We're ready to go. We want to do this. So thank you. Appreciate you stepping up to lead that. Dylan, speaking of fundraising, I know that you got a major production coming up for Word Humboldt.
Yes, good morning, y'all. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. We're gonna be having the Redwood Poetry Festival sponsored by Word Humboldt coming up in April. And we're gonna be bringing in poets from all across the country, and also featuring all our local poets here, musicians, and music vendors. And it's gonna be like a week-long event. But the major days are gonna be the 8th, 9th, and 10th. And we need help with volunteers. That's a big thing we'll need help with, just for setup and takedown of the events, helping like give people information, manning like the merch tables. We'll probably need help with handing out flyers and posters, and maybe some tech help if anyone is handy with that. We're also we're gonna have a link for a GoFundMe page next week, and I can send that to you, Ian.
Very good.
In the future, but yeah, and also just like I wanted to let y'all know, if anyone wants to get involved in any way, this is gonna be a big. This is the first inaugural event, so we're trying to like establish the roots for it now, and then grow it for to be an annual thing. And it's like gonna definitely highlight Humboldt as a destination for people across the country. And like we want to just like highlight Humboldt as like a great place to be, and like make this a big annual thing to like bring business here and like different stuff. So yeah.
Well, we appreciate the efforts of Word Humboldt. You know, Dylan, when you came and spoke, and anybody's been to any of the poetry nights knows that Word Humboldt is definitely an active, engaged, proactive supporter of diversity, equity, and inclusion. So they're a great ally in the community to many segments of our community and bringing different sections of our community together. So thank you for all the work you do, Dylan. And we look forward to hopefully maybe getting some volunteers together. Dick, you had a comment there.
Dylan, could you reiterate the dates, please?
What was the dates? Yep.
The dates are going to be April 8th, 9th, and 10th. And we'll also have shows on the 6th, 7th, 6th and 7th as well around Arcata. And they'll be at several different locations all across Humboldt. So.
Fantastic. We look forward to it, Dylan. And I keep that information coming. We'll make sure it gets to our club.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ian.
Thank you.
We're still every Tuesday at Northtown Coffee too, if anyone ever wants to come out and check out the open mic.
Perfect. Yeah, Dylan does copy the open mic night dates to our Sunrise message on Facebook and on Instagram. So watch for those, and it's a really great, inspiring, soul-searching way to hear poetry. So thank you, Dylan. You know, without having to state the elephant in the room, but there's some stuff going down around the world in Ukraine, and Dustin and the World Community Service Committee has asked me to bring some information to you. We had a statement from Rotary International this week, and then some ways that we can help out. Dustin, would you like to speak first to this?
Yeah, thank you, Ian. Is my audio coming through okay?
Yep, we got it.
Okay, great, thank you. Yeah, so everyone should have received this email in their inbox at some point. Rotary International did put out a statement around the current crisis in Ukraine, and then it just kind of as just to kind of start somewhere. Rotary is an international organization, and one of our main focuses is peace building and conflict resolution. So when things come up like this around the world, Rotarians do respond. We have a lot of connections through Rotary, actually in Ukraine. Our General Secretary, John Hugo, he actually helped write some of the articles of independence for Ukraine when they actually got their independence. And he is in a club in Ukraine. And, that's kind of on an international level, more locally. We have a lot of Rotarians here within our district, too, that have strong ties to Ukraine. And so it's just when things like this come up, you really realize how connected we are worldwide. And, it's really a call to action to respond. And what we're doing through Rotary is helping with conflict resolution and peace building by supporting refugees and responding to other disasters around the crisis. So John Germ sent this out yesterday, and you can, I'll spare you my stumbling through reading it, but you can go ahead and read it. And this is one place where we can send donations through directly to help to help with the response. And our district also will be sending out a spot for donations later today or tomorrow morning. We've been working, and our disaster relief committee has been working with and is in contact with the zone coordinator and club support in that area. As I forget her name, she's a past district governor in the area as well. But what we'd be doing is making donations to our disaster relief committee, and then that money would go directly to Poland to help support refugees coming into Poland with hotels and water and food and any other supplies they need. Rotarians there right now that are helping with in Poland, that are helping with the refugee component of it, are helping find in the outer areas that are a little bit less popular right now, helping shuttle refugees to certain places and helping get them materials that they need just to basically survive. So here's two really, really good options that we can work within Rotary to support refugees over in Ukraine and Poland directly. So regardless of where the donations are going, we know how well Rotary works and how efficiently we spend our money and how we get this done. So I would highly encourage you to share this. When the district one goes out, please share that as well. And that this is, it's really tragic what's going on. So obviously anything helps around this. So thank you for your time. And if you have any questions around any of these two areas to donate, please don't hesitate to let me know.
Thank you, Dustin. Craig.
If they can facilitate Venmo for donations to that,
Right.
would be very helpful.
So there was a comment there asking for Venmo. In our club, just before everybody arrived this morning, there were a couple of members of our World Community Service Committee on the call and here, and they're suggesting that if you're not sure where to put it, send it to our club's Venmo, Arcata Sunrise, and tag it Ukraine, and that will channel through World Community Service to the district to the needs in Ukraine. So you can do it right through our own Venmo, and we'll get it consolidated. World Community Service is working on allocating some of their funds, if they still have some left, to help with that as well. So we'll get one big payment, but you don't have to wait. We can get this money flowing right now through the district and get it where it needs to be. Thank you, Dustin. The disaster relief funds from Rotary.org or Rotary International is up. It's in all of your emails as part of my Rotary, but you're also welcome to use our club's Venmo to get it channeled through World Community Service from our club. So thank you, everybody. We had a good showing for Backpacks for Kids. Vanessa, who is at PETS this morning, so she's not here. PETS is the president-elect training. And she hosted at the Griffin, our clubhouse, so to speak. And we had some folks there packing up. Dick, I believe you went and picked up and brought it over?
Yeah.
And was that pretty straightforward? They've got...
Yeah, it'll be easy.
Dick's in both rooms.
Yes, it's really easy.
Is that you, Dick? Thanks. Appreciate it. Anyway, appreciate all your help. Now, last week everybody was asking, why am I wearing all these pins? And it has to do with Rotary Youth Exchange. And as of last week, when Marty started vetting the host family that we have committed, we made a quick discovery that they've started a remodel and can't host first. So we are in crunch mode right now as a club to come up with our first host family. It may be somebody in our club. It may be somebody that we know. But Dick, you want to go ahead?
That's not me. Oh, it is me.
Maybe Amanda. There we go. Okay, we're figuring this out. So we have about a week. Claire, would you like to speak to that? I know we had a conversation last night. If you want to come up for a moment and let us know where we are as a club. Come on up. It's a magic speaker carpet.
Here we go.
So our other audience can see it.
You have little foot marks.
That's right. You can move within the room.
Yeah, I think we just really need to get the word out to get the program up and running again. I'm hoping I can get something in the bulletin or at a high school. I'm going to reach out to Brian Lavelle today, but we also need everyone else to reach out and think about who might be able to host. It's, a 3 to 4 month commitment, which isn't, we can do almost anything for 3 to 4 months. And, we know that we're getting a student from Africa. We know that, in hosting the student from Africa, we're supporting that African country, and we don't know exactly which one they'll be from. But anyway, we're supporting that country in building their own youth exchange program. So after they've been able to send people out, in the future, they'll be vetted to bring people in, which, we know that's how world peace starts, is with one person at a time. So I encourage everyone to just please reach out to anyone you can think of who might be interested, and encourage them, let them know that they're not on their own. They have the support of the club and the counselors and everyone. So yeah, is that good?
That's great.
All right.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So yes, that's the ask of our club. That went out a little earlier this week and last Friday. Please use your networking skills as a Rotary member, as a business member, or a member of our community, to reach out to people that that might be interested. You never know when you don't have that conversation, they don't know anything about it. If every one of us in the club, the 70 members plus, has a couple of conversations with a couple of different people, we'll have a host family in a week. I really believe that. So please participate in our club's effort to secure our first family. The reasoning is that the student that would be coming has to start applying for their visa basically now. And in order for them to obtain that, they have to have a known spot vetted host family. So it all begins with that. And then once they're here, that feeling of being wanted and cared for as a student coming and leaving their own family is so critical, that they know that there's people here going, I'll have you. I want you in my home. So it's a very good feeling for them to come and arrive, knowing that they're going to be cared for. Howard wanted to give us an update on the Cambodia Academy. Howard, are you on the call? I believe I saw you earlier.
Yes. About 15 years ago, we had a speaker visit our club named Hans Eide. He's a Rotarian from the peninsula south of San Francisco, from a club there. And he had been a successful entrepreneur, creating a company that was quite successful. And one of his partners in leading that company was a Cambodian American. And he told Hans of a school that the Germans had built in Cambodia for wealthy families. But this, it was a private school, and there was an extra building that was completely vacant. And they began to think of the idea of occupying that building with children from poor families that would be supported by Rotary. So he was making the rounds of Rotary clubs asking for donations to create this school that eventually became known as the Cambodia Academy. And all of the children in the school, there are almost 300 of them, were from poor rice farming families who otherwise wouldn't be able to afford to go to school. And so our club became inspired about this, and we started to give some donations. And a donation of just a few $1,000s at that time would support a whole class in the school. And so for several years, we supported a class at the school. And then in 2011, 2012, we applied for a global matching grant, and we actually funded the entire school, all the operating expenses for the school. And around that time, I was taking a bicycle trip in Laos, and I wanted to go to Angkor Wat in Cambodia to see the ruins there. And the school was about 2 hours away. So I decided to go visit the school, and Hans told them that I would be coming to visit. And so I had to rent a car and drive on this dirt road for 2 hours to get to the school. And when I arrived, there was a line of the students in front of the school. If you can picture 2 lines of students coming out to greet me, and I was instructed to walk down through these 2 lines of students, and the principal was at the end. I was to walk down and greet the principal. And as I walked down these 2 lines, the students started applauding in appreciation for Rotary donations. And you can imagine I was completely hooked on spending the rest of my life with world projects to help particularly kids in need in rural villages. So to continue the story, a year or 2 later, the leaders of the wealthy school told Hans that the students had to vacate the building, that the owners wanted to use it for other purposes. So at that point, I thought, well, it's been a good run. But Hans Heide was not stopped in his tracks with that. He decided to raise money to build an entire new school, which he proceeded to do. And so it took several years, but they've created this new school and continued to be educating about 300 students a year through the primary grades. And now it even extends up through high school for some of the better students. They teach a lot of English so that the students can get jobs working with tourists. And so they're very practically oriented towards preparing these students to help their families elevate their financial situation. We've continued to, from year to year, occasionally, not every year, but to provide some funding. And this year we decided to provide about 1,000. The World Community Service Committee, thanks to all of you for allowing our committee to have a few extra $1,000 funding. We're providing scholarships now for 3 students, about $300 each, complete tuition for the entire year. And that includes not only the equipment for the school and the teaching salaries, but also uniforms, and they provide lunches for the students and transportation. And it's just totally astounding. You can see these kids live in rice farming families, and there they are in school with these clean white shirts on and their school uniforms, and they're very happy, they and their families, that they're getting Rotary support. So want to thank all of you for making these donations possible. And you can see even a small amount of donations have a tremendous amount of mileage in Cambodia with this school. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Howard. Please. Angela, you had a comment.
Angela, we're ready for you.
Ian, can you show any of those other photographs while we're waiting? Yeah, you can see the way the school looks now. And it's in very good shape, except they are needing, the next project is to renovate the cafeteria. That's the way the school looked years ago, before they had enough funds to create the landscaping outside.
Thank you.
So,
Go ahead.
so Ian, I'm not sure where Angela is, but I know you need to keep moving. She wanted to mention that she was putting together St. Patrick's Day auction items and wanted to do that this next week. So she just wanted to let people know that she was going to do some items again for fundraising.
Excellent.
And,
that was a lot of fun when she did it for Valentine's. So we look forward to that.
So,
Yeah, I'm
there
here.
she is. There she is.
Sorry. Yeah, so I just have a couple packages that are a little smaller and are focused on St. Patrick's Day. I spent last week in Ireland, so I was very motivated and have some fun stuff.
Excellent. We look forward to it. So that'll be next week, Angela?
Yes, on Friday, I think it's the 11th.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I just want to say a couple things, two things. First, I want to say one of the things that Hans Eide asked for were folks who would personally sponsor a student at the school. And although I haven't been super consistent with that, I'm doing that, and it's just under $300 a year. It's very helpful, and I encourage any of you who are interested in that to contact Howard, or you can contact me. We'll put you in touch with the right people. The other thing is probably a little more important and a little more far-reaching. I want to say thank you ever so much to Howard. You know, Howard has shown us how important it is to make personal connections with other Rotarians. Doesn't have to be in person, although he gets on his bike and goes everywhere. I think he actually rides his bike across the ocean, but I'm not sure how he does that. But he's really brought a lot of the world to us, and I really appreciate that. He's also served as our president, and he just completed his term, his many terms as secretary, and he is so dedicated to this club, and I think we owe him a big round of applause.
Thank you. Could I just mention that if you search on the web for Cambodia Academy, you'll come to their website, and there's a place there where you can submit a donation for a student.
I think we had their logo here that you provided. Yeah, so that when you search, that's what it should look like. And that's Howard. Enough with the fanfare. Let's just do it. Okay. So thank you very much, Howard. And you know, when we talk about our Sunrise Summer Scramble, our tournament, our fundraisers, these are the kinds of things that we're up to. You know, everything that we talk about at every meeting, That's why we get active. So when the fundraising call comes, please respond and participate. It's so important. That's how we get the money to the things that we participate in.